that point the entire Indriyas are to be in perfect order. Consequently, we have got 5 Gnanendriyas, 5 Karmendriyas, Manas and the Buddhi. These are all the physical material that is there in the physical body. So it means there are 12 materials in the body. 5 Gnanendriyas, 5 Karmendriyas are material, that is 10. The mind is a material, it is 11. The intellect is a material, which is 12. So these 12 materials will always be under the strain if the food is not there. Any material that is under the strain, consequent to the food being not available, is called Rudra. As these 12 materials are called as Rudra, that is why the body consists of 12 Dadasha Rudras within the physical body. So these 12 Dadasha Rudras, when they convert into energy, the Yoga Shastra commences. So it means every matter is to be purified, every matter in the physical body is to be conquered, then only we can move. That is why in the Mahabharata, to conquer every matter, to every Indriya, Manas, intellect, he gives 1 year time, because the Indriyas has come from the food. The food is derived from the nature. If you want to know the nature of the food that comes in the food cycle, you have to know that the time needed is 1 year. Any fruit, if you want to know its properties, it takes 1 year. Any plant, if you want to know its properties, its full cycle is 1 year. Since Indriya is basically come on account of food, the mind has come on account of food, the intellect has come on account of food. To understand each Indriyas and to conquer it, you need 1 year. The Indriyas has come from the food has come from the Vana. As that Indriya is also described as Vana. So conquering the Indriyas means you have to dwell with the Vana. Dwelling with the Vana is called as Vanavasa. As a 12-year Vanavasa is told in the Mahabharata for conquering the 10 Indriyas, the mind and the intellect. Once you cross, you will come to Muladhara, that is called as the Virata Parva, after the Vanavasa called as Ajnatavasa. From the Ajnatavasa, you will conquer and wage a war to move toward the Paramatma, which is the 18 days for the Mahabharata, which is described aptly in the physical body. So also the Ramayana also deals with the same subject. The Mahabharata and the Ramayana is basically to travel within the physical body. So the process of traveling has already been told in the Mahabharata, but subsequently it will be covered in science, so that the present people can understand much more easily how these scientific granthas have been told in different manner. If you say the Pandu represents intellect without the mind. If you say Dhritarashtra, it represents the mind without intellect. If you say Vidura, the mind and intellect are together going for deep introspection inside is called Vidura. The Bhishma is called the soul. The Drona is called the Manipura. Like that they have given the various names. The Krishna means the mind which goes for a deep introspection inside and travels up to the Sahasrara is called as Krishna. Karshati iti Krishna. The mind is the one which attracts everything. The attraction is called as Karshati. That is why the Krishna is an attraction inward, but Krishna is the mind which can travel outwards also. As said, the mind can travel inwards as well as outwards. Hence the mind, we ask, what is your name? I can move in 2 directions. Dva means 2. Since this is a story of the Krishna, it is called as Dvapara story. That is, mind moving in either direction is what is called as Dvapara. So Yoga Shastra is basically for a travel inward. To explain the Yoga Shastra, they have written 18 Puranas, 1 Mahabharata, 1 Ramayana, and several Granthas have been written how to reach and become the Paramatma, Pranavasya, Parabrahmarsihi, Paramatma Devata, Daivi Gayathri, Chandaha, Pranayame, Vinyoga. So yoga is basically to travel inwards. We will get into the various aspects of the yoga in a separate subject, because the description of the yoga becomes too large a subject to be handled in about 2 hours or 3 hours of time, because we have to introduce the asanas, we have to introduce the pranayama, we have to make an aware of what is yama and niyama, and also we have to know the pratyahara, which is very very essential for a person to become yogi. The pratyahara practice is extremely essential. This has been told in Sandhya Vandana as Digbandhana. So this is the Yoga Shastra pertaining to energy science, moving from the Indriya right up to the Paramatma, and taking that energy is what is called as the energy science, which is the story of how to move inwards in the Yoga Shastra. To move inwards you need energy. So we have to know how to travel. You have to utilize the energy of the body itself. Because you are traveling within your body, no other body energy can be borrowed by the man. Consequently, he has to use his own energy for an internal travel within himself. So it means external aid will not come. Because as we are aware that Paramatma is my father, and is the father for every human, and there can be no agents between the Paramatma and the human body. Because I have to meet my father, as we are all know, if you have to meet the Paramatma, your father, if you want to gain the strength from your father, father doesn't like any intermediary. The father doesn't need an agent. If there is an agent, it is called a religion. So you are all well aware that you can directly meet the Paramatma or you can directly meet your father. As such, no agency system is the basic aspect of the Dharma. You have to follow within yourself, and if there is an agent like called as a prophet, he is called a Muslim. If there is an agent called a Christ, he is called a Christian. Or a Buddha or a Jain, they are all agents. They claim to be agents. But no agency are needed to meet the Paramatma, because the Paramatma is inside and I am his child. All human beings are the children of the Paramatma. They can travel within themselves and meet the Paramatma. As such, in Dharma, there is no external person is involved. What all that is involved is you have to move within yourself. To move within yourself, what you have to do is you have to have a digbandhana. All external travels are to be closed. The internal movement has to be started. But the Dharma also says you can't do tapas all the time, because we have to earn the body, we have to keep the body, we have got a responsibility in the society, we have to strengthen the society, we have to interact with the society, we have to consider the other human as our own children, we must consider our own brothers, sisters. Consequently, I have got a responsibility to the whole society's functioning. Consequently, the mind has to do external work also. So the mind has got two responsibilities. One is to move and do external work such that you can earn your food. Nobody will give you food and you do the tapas. That is not the right answer. You must prepare the food. You must earn the food, for which the mind has to go. You have to go outside and work. And at the same time, after the work is over, when you return back to the home, what is to be done is your mind must stay within your house called the physical body. That is why we say what is to be done. When once the work is over, they said you make an internal work. That process is called as achamana, not going outside but travelling inside. Ache mane beda, iche mane beku. Ache mane means external, iche mane means internal. So this process of going from ache mane to iche mane, that is from external to internal, is what is called as achamana. So we start with the process of the achamana whenever we come home. Say that the mind will be within my body, I travel within my body. It means for all these things, what is to be done is you have to use your own energy. If so, let us know what this energy is, how this energy is comprises of. The energy of the human body is called prana. Prana has got three letters. One is called as pa, the other one is called as ra, the third one is called as na, ta ta da da na. Pa means the mind, ra means the energy of the soul, na means the agni. So, the body gets its energy from the moon and the sun, that is within the body, from the Atman and the mind. The Atman is called as Ra, the energy of the Atman is called as Ra, the energy of the mind is called as Pa, and this results when the mind and the soul work, there is a heat in the earth's surface, so also the heat in the body, which is called as the prana of the human body. A separate subject is dealt again, how the prana works, where the prana is, how to control the prana. Unless and until we control the prana, we cannot travel inwards, we cannot become Ichchavarani. Consequently, to know the prana of the body, we need a separate subject. We will deal with that subject also, called as the prana of the human body. This prana or the Agni is there in 10 indriyas, 5 Jnanendriyas, 5 Karmendriyas. The prana is also there in the mind. The prana is there also in the intellect. Consequently, the prana appears in the human body in 12 forms. These forms are called as Rudra. It is called as 12 Dvadasha Rudras the prana has got. Let us take for example the eye. The eye has got prana. When the death comes, the prana goes out. Consequently, the eye has got prana. The prana is there in the eye both as a physical matter and also as an energy. Because